Good evening, my beautiful people. Okay, so if you are sick and tired of being sick and tired of working 40 hours a week and you still kind of feel like you broke or paycheck to paycheck, or if you have a strong desire to learn how to trade the stocks and make you an additional income though, alongside your 9 to 5. Even if you don't want to mess with charts and day trading, this video is for you, okay? Now, listen, I once was overworked, burnt the heck out, underpaid, feeling like I was making peanuts, just feeling absolutely stuck. Yeah, but now I make consistent income in the stock market, all without day trading, all without reading charts, and I'm gonna go ahead and teach you a little bit on how this strategy works. Now, before we get into the video, let me introduce myself. So my name is Paris Smith, and I was able to retire myself from the 9 to 5 at 24 years old. And I was able to do this through trading in the stock market. And so the strategy that I trade, I'm going to promise you that you have never heard of it, okay? Because nobody ever heard this trading strategy. It's not day trading. I don't use charts. I don't use indicators. I'm not glued to my screen all day. I simply trade once a week. That takes less than 3 minutes. In my case, baby, let me tell you something. I got my phone. It take me a cool 30 seconds, okay? A cool 30 seconds. And it produces a consistent income every single week or every single month. All you gotta do is trade. And so if you're like, baby girl, I need to learn a little bit more about this, I am having a free training, okay? A free masterclass. I'm gonna break it all down for you just so you can understand how the trading strategy works and you can do it on your own, okay? So I would love to see you there. Click the link in the description. That's where you will see the time and the date of my next free training. And we're going to have a good time, okay? So go ahead, secure your seat, and make sure you show up on time and early. And listen. This is doable for you. Now, if you are a complete beginner and you know absolutely nothing about the stock market, like you don't even know what it is for real, yep, that was me. Or you could be a whole vet, okay? You could be day trading, understanding indicators and stocks and charts and all that stuff. This is for you too, okay? Now, I just want you to know it's doable, absolutely 110%. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into the video. Now, I remember, and I will never forget, one day I was sitting, it was on my lunch break. I was in the garage because, you know, on my lunch break, I'm not about to be going to the daggone break room. No, I need a break from y'all people. I worked in information technology and I was on the floor is what they call it. So think about, you know, you going cubicle to cubicle, office to office, and you the IT person. Yeah, you building computers, you building users on computers, you're building actual setups, you troubleshooting broken stuff all day. And so, yeah, I went to my car and I wanted to have me a good lunch by myself. And I will never forget, on my lunch break, I was feeling completely drained. Do y'all hear me? I remember my blood sugar just being low consistently. So those who don't know, I was diagnosed with juvenile type 1. Here's my insulin pump right here, okay? This is what allows me to stay alive, okay? My little gadgets and stuff. And I would never forget, I would have these low blood sugars all the freaking time. And at this particular moment, that was what was happening. And so it was simply because I hadn't eat. I didn't eat all day. Like a real meal, probably snacking on granola bars and stuff like that. But the way it worked in my head, my job came first. My health didn't come first. My health was on the back burner, so I didn't care about that. I didn't have a real meal all day, so I was struggling with my low blood sugar. And I was still in my car doing this. Let me show you what I was doing. Still in my car answering the emails. I'm on my lunch break. I'm in the parking garage. Supposed to be relaxing and kind of recouping a little bit, but I'm still answering emails. And that was the moment. That moment right there hit me like a ton of bricks. I said, this ain't sustainable for me, baby. I'm on my lunch break. I'm still working. I'm supposed to be treating my low blood sugar. I'm exhausted, worn out, burnt out, tired, feeling like there's no end to this. I said, yeah, working 40 hours a week and dealing with my health condition. Yeah, smoking. You smoking. So it was just a lot. It was just a lot for me. Just juggling all the responsibilities too at home. So I know like a lot of you guys have families and a lot of responsibilities and stuff like that. Like, yeah, you're at work and you're burnt out and you're working 40 hours a week and all of that stuff. But you also have a life outside of work. And so I was just not feeling secure enough. Like, this is not going to be sustainable for me. Every paycheck already had already was spent before I spent it. Y'all know what I mean. The check come, your paycheck come, but it's already spent because you already assigned a bill to it. Over and over and over and over and over and over again. I was just like, I can't keep living like this. That's what I kept thinking. Ain't no way I'm about to live like this forever. And so the worst part about it though, I didn't have time to rest. It was no resting for me. It was getting up, going, grinding at this 9 to 5 every single day and juggling my chronic disease, just trying to stay alive at this point. It was really bad for me. Barely had time to dream. Y'all know what I mean. You just don't have time. Don't have no time to dream. Don't even have time to like really put a strategic plan to build up your future. Yeah, my job's tried to steal every bit of that. My job tried to steal my time. My job tried to steal my energy. And my job tried to steal my peace of mind. But let me tell you when I woke up, okay? I woke up one day because, first of all, my mama, she been watching me for a long time, struggling with my type 1 diabetes and all the things. And so my mom never worked at 9 to 5. She always owned her own business. My dad too, my grandma. I never really seen anybody close to me working at 9 to 5. But here I am slaving for the big boss, right? And so my mom said, Paris, how about you learn how to trade in the stock market? Because this gonna get you out and it's gonna get us out. And I was like, yo, I don't even know what a stock is. Like, what is the stock market? I don't even know what the stock market. I just knew that I needed an income that didn't come from my boss. Okay, I just knew I needed an income that did not come from that man, from my boss. So I said, okay. So I just decided I will take a leap of faith. I'm gonna figure this thing out. Now, how it works is, this is in a nutshell how the trading strategy works. So you buy a stock, okay? You buy a stock and then you get paid every single week or every single month once you agree to sell the stock at a specific price. Now, it don't matter if people buy the stock from you or you still own the stock. It don't matter. You rinse and repeat and you keep making that consistent income over and over again. Even if they buy it from you, we don't even care. And so in order for the strategy to work though, you have to find a stock where you can afford 100 shares. So it's not the type of stock where you buying the option and you crossing your fingers, baby. You can pray to the good Lord that you don't lose your money. It's not like that. It's a low risk strategy where you purchase the shares 100 at a time. And then you trade against it. You still own it, but you trade. It's like you're renting your shares out for a little bit, for a contract until it expires, but you making that consistent income every single week. So, and you don't got to reach charts and you don't have to day trade or nothing like that. You don't have to gamble either, because how it works is it's consistent. So, for an example, when I first started trading, my first month ever, I was making $1,000 per month. That was my start. So I started with $5,500. That was my investment. And let me tell you, I had to work a third job just to fund my account. It was a lot, but I had to get the heck up out of there. And so every single week, I was making $250 every single week, every single week, every single week. I own the shares. I'm trading against it. I'm making my income up front. Okay. Even before I submit the trade, I know how much I'm making. Okay. Just keep that in your mind. And so I placed my first trade. The stock was called AMD at the time, and now AMD is through the roof right now. But in February 2020, the first week of February, in 2020, that was when I submitted my first trade, okay? And so every single week, $250. And all I kept doing, I said, yo, I'm making $1,000 a month, and I'm not doing nothing but pressing these funky buttons. Wait, you mean to tell me I didn't have to drive over an hour to commute to my job? You mean to tell me I don't have to sit here and deal with my micromanaging boss? Oh, you mean to tell me that I don't have to sit here and act like I like y'all? Sign me up! Sign me up! So yes, I was making $1,000 my first month trading. And that $1,000 lit a whole fire up under my tail. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? So now this is how I build it though. This is how I strategically build my income. Now, I need y'all to lock in. I'm going to break it down step by step on my journey on how I build that thing up. So yes, I started with a small account. Okay. Now, while I was working my full-time job, I was building up my account consistently, building it up. I was working a third job. I had 2 full-time jobs. One was from home, and I got to finesse, huh? Yes. And then the other one, I was on my feet all day, 40 hours a week commuting. Yep. So I decided to give me a third job, and I worked at a restaurant as a busser. Yep. Shining wine glasses. I was the best wine glass shiner, by the way. I took my job serious. But anyway, so I decided I wanted to start with $5,500. You don't gotta start with $5,500, but I did because I knew the stock that I wanted to trade because I saw how much I was gonna make a week if I traded it. Okay. All right. Now stick with me. Now, the second thing I had to do, I had to learn. Okay. I had to learn the strategy. All that stuff. Now, I'm going to say this. When I first started learning the strategy, there was no YouTube. This strategy was nowhere to be found on YouTube. Okay, I was traveling. I went to New York City every single month because y'all know New York is like the heart of trading. I was just trying to find a class, and I found this class that would teach me stocks. And so I joined the class, and I, started chit-chatting with people in the class and all that good stuff. And those people was who taught me the stock game. And so, see, your community is important. Who you are around is very, very important. So I found me got a little community, right? And trial and error, trading, all of that good stuff. Lots of trial, lots of error, right? Anyways, got very consistent with trading that one stock. Once I understood, oh baby, it was over. Okay? Over. So I got consistent with one stock. Now the difference between funky day trading and this trading strategy is we're not dipping and dabbing into all these daggone stocks. If I said I'm trading AMD and I'm going to make $1,000 a month and I'm going to scale that mug up, that's what it's going to be. And so I got consistent with that one stock. And all I did was reinvest. I reinvest my profits. I didn't spend it. I didn't blow it. I didn't do none of that. I reinvested. I'm buying more shares. I'm going to keep this thing going. Okay. Now that's what I did. Now the next thing I did was I used the repeatable weekly income. And all I did because I created a system, okay? I call this my scaling system. So it's like you're reinvesting and you're scaling at the same time. You're reinvesting and you're scaling at the same time. Now, I can't dive too deep of the whole scaling system in this video, but I am teaching it at the free training. So the link is in the description and I'll meet you there and teach you more about it. But this is just the overview, okay? So once I found my stock and I'm trading that thing consistently, I'm reinvesting, then I took that thing up a notch. Okay, and I got this system where I am reinvesting and I'm scaling. Over and over again, I'm doing the same thing. And then eventually it replaced a huge chunk of my 9-to-5 income. Now, once I did hit that 5,000 per month in the market, I say, yo, if I keep this thing going, I'm about to be at 6 figures. If I keep this thing, I'm about to be at 6 figures in annual income just from the stock market. And so that's exactly what I did. My first 6 months trading as a complete beginner, by the way, because I did not know nothing I never traded before. And so 6 months into trading, I'm making 100,000 per year, 6 figures per year. And so a year and a half after my first trade, so I started trading February 2020. I left my job July 2nd, 2021. So about a year and some months. I peaced out, fired my boss because that man had to go. Corporate America had to go. Okay, corporate America had to go. So let me give you another little example. So you own 100 shares of stock, right? Let's say the stock is $20. And this is extremely doable, okay? I'm doing it right now. Okay, I got this account that I just started trading. It's a brand new account. I call it my play money. Okay, and so let's say you have 100 shares of a stock that costs $20. So you invest $2,000, okay, because you need 100 shares to trade this strategy. And so just because you trade in this strategy, the sell, the call option is basically when you do the math and you trade it 4 times a month, you can collect $300. Let's just say with one contract, let's just say. So let's say you have a stock, it's $20, you invest $2,000 so you could buy 100 shares. And let's say the premium is so good, you like the premium, so you're trading it 4 times a month and you collected $300 per month. This is just an estimate, okay? It could be higher. It could be, there's a range to it. But I'm just doing the low end of things, okay? Okay, so that's pretty much how it goes. Now, the ultimate goal of this is to scale. To strategically scale so that you can increase your income over time alongside working your 9-to-5. Eventually, you could do what you want with the money. You can say peace out to your boss too. Or you could maybe reinvest it into other things. Maybe start, maybe you have a passion for something. You want to start whatever it is, or start a business, or pay down your debts, or use it to travel more than 1 trip per year. Completely up to you, right? It's the fact that you have options at this point, right? Now, when I first started trading, I thought I had to be a math genius. And I'm not a math genius. First of all, I had a learning disability that I struggled with in school. Who was a math genius? Not me. Not me. Not me. Not me. Then I thought you had to watch charts all day. Not this strategy. Not this. Wrong. Not this strategy. And so there is no finance degree that you need. Don't gotta be no expert. Okay, you don't have to be a millionaire. You don't have to fund your account $100K, $100,000 just to make some money or just to start. Wrong, okay? You don't need to trade every day. We trade just once a week. Just once a week. And then you just go about your business, right? You do what you want to do, how you want to do it. And so my new routine now, so I get up on Monday. We're going to talk about Monday. I get up on Monday. I grab my phone, or I get on my computer, or I get on my iPad. Either most of the time it's my iPad. And this thing is glued to me 24/7. And I submit my trade. I submit my trade in the morning. And so